Okay, so moving on to part D of question 2. Solve 8 times 2 to the power x minus 4 is less than 20. Well, there's a couple of ways of doing this, but I'm going to do it by spotting the fact that 8 can be rewritten as 2 to the power of 3. That means I've got base 2 in both of these, so I'll just be able to add my powers. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power x minus 4 is less than 20. Because both of these are now the same base, I can just add my powers. Remember, when I'm multiplying the same base, I add the powers. So 2 to the power x minus 4 plus 3 is less than 20, or 2 to the power x minus 1 is less than 20. Okay, now I need to find out that 2 to the power what is less than 20. So let's just check that. 2 squared equals 4, 2 cubed equals 8, 2 to the power 4 equals 16, so 2 to the power 5 equals 32. So this one is the first one that is less than 20. So I know that 2 to the x minus 1 must be less than 5, because 2 to the power of 5 is 32, that's more than 20, so I need it to be less than that. So now I can say that x minus 1 must be less than 5. So now I can just add 1, x must be less than 6, and there's my answer. Okay. Moving down to the next one. So, George and Leo are organising 27 people in 2 groups to go to a sports game. The tickets cost $20 for students and $30 for adults. Half of George's group are students, 2/3 of Leo's group are students. The cost of the tickets for the 27 people is $650. How many students are in Leo's group? Okay. So we've got several variables here, so we know that we're going to need to be using simultaneous equations, and with simultaneous equations, if we've got 2 variables, we need 2 equations. We've actually got more than 2 variables here. We've got how many people are in George's group, how many people are in Leo's group, how many adults we've got, how many students we've got. So we're going to need to break this up into a couple of parts. Let's see how we can do that. So I know that the tickets cost $20 for students and $30 for adults. I know that they raise $650, they cost $650 altogether, and I know that there were 27 people. So I can work out to start with how many students and how many adults are going. So S equals number of students and A equals number of adults. I've always got to start by defining my variables, otherwise I'm never going to get my equations right. So I know that 20s plus 30a equals, they cost $650 altogether, and I know that S plus A, if I add the number of students and the number of adults together, there were 27 people altogether. Well, I can rewrite that one as S, actually I'm going to write it as A equals 27 minus S, and now I can substitute that into here. So I get 20S plus 30 brackets 27 minus S equals 650. So I've just taken this equation and replaced my A in here. Okay, so now I need to expand this out. 20S plus 30 times 27, well, it's a non-calculator exam, I need to find a quick way of doing that. 10 27s are 270, 27s are 540, 30 must be 810, so 810 minus 30s equals 650. Okay, so let's move my 810 over to the other side. 20s minus 30s equals 650 minus 810. Let's simplify that lot. 20s minus 30s is minus 10s equals 650 minus 810. That's minus 160. So now I can just divide by minus 10. Sorry, divide by minus 10. So s equals minus 160 divided by minus 10 is 16. So I know that there were 16 students, and since a plus s equals 27, a must equal 11. So I know there were 11 adults. Okay, now I've got to look at doing this all again to find out how many were in each group. So I know that there were 16 students altogether, and I know that half of George's group are students and 2/3 of Leo's group are students. So I can use those equations to find out, or those variables to find out how many are in each group. So let's redefine our variables. Let's say that G equals number in George's group and L equals number in Leo's group. Okay, so I know that half G plus 2/3 of L, those are the students in Leo's group, sorry, in George's group, those are the students in Leo's group, and I know that that equals 16. And I also know that George's group plus Leo's group adds to a total of 27. So I'm going to put these into here. So I'm going to rearrange this to make it L equals 27 minus G. So now I can take this equation and substitute it into there in place of that L. So half of G plus 2/3 of 27 minus G equals 16. So I'm now going to need to expand this. So I've got a half G plus 2/3 of 27 is 18 minus 2/3 of G equals 16. Okay, I'm going to need to move my 18 to the other side. So I've got a half G minus 2/3 G equals 16 minus 18. I'm now going to need to add these two together. Let's just do that down here because we're running out of space. A half G minus 2/3 G. Okay, so I need to turn this, multiply this by 3 to make it a 6, and I need to multiply that one by 2. So I've got 3/6G minus 4/6G. 3/6 minus 4/6 equals minus 1/6 G. Okay, so I can put that back in up here. Minus 1/6 G equals minus 2. So I now need to divide that by minus 1/6, or actually let's just multiply it by 6. Minus G equals minus 12. So G equals 12, and we are running out of space here. I know that there were 12 in George's group, so 27 total, so that means 15 in Leo's. And I know that 2/3 of Leo's group are students, and there are 15 total in Leo's group. So students equals 2/3 times 15 equals 10. Sorry, we've run out of space a little bit there, but hopefully you could follow that.